Well, there's a lot happening on this Sunday afternoon in regards to the NFC playoff picture. The Bears clinching NFC North. What a year. What a defense. Dallas is shut out for the first time in 243 games. Had Dallas won that game, the Cowboys would have clinched the NFC East. And Minnesota about to make it 7-6-1 with a huge win over Miami to stay in the hunt. Seattle trying to get there today and punch their ticket. Let's go downstairs to Shannon Spake.
Hey there, Tom. So Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll both said this week that their team is better when wide receiver Doug Baldwin is playing on the field with them. And good news for Seattle Seahawks, Doug Baldwin will be in this game. He sat out last week with that groin injury. He told me during pregame warmups that he feels very good. I asked him if there were any movements that concerns him that he might re-aggravate that area. And he said he cannot come into the game thinking that he has to play limiting himself. But he did say he'd be smart and constantly in check with himself to see how he feels. Something else they're going to feel today, Tom, is the wind. It is windy down here on the field.
Yeah, in fact, they're calling for rain as this afternoon progresses here in Northern California. The oldest coach in the NFL, to look that good at 67 years young. Pete Carroll trying to get him back to the playoffs, so winning as head coach in the Seahawks franchise history.
I just love, Tom, how he found out that he was wrong at 0-2. Say, hey, we got to go back to running the football, and that's what they've done, and that's been the key to their success. That's why they're in the playoff hunt.
Seattle won the toss, deferred to the second half. And bringing out is Richie James Jr. And here comes Nick Mullins. There is a penalty flag that came in very late over on the Seattle sideline. Mullins 2-3 since taking over for C.J. Beathard.
Number 88 of the receiving team. After the distance to the goal, first down.
And of course, Beathard was playing in place his 5 starts, all losing effort for their main man, Jimmy Garoppolo. We were there when he tore up his knee, sadly, in Kansas City Week 3.
Yeah, you love the opportunity that Nick Mullins, and the thing that you watch when you watch it on film is an improvement every week. The one thing Kyle Shanahan told us, improvement in arm strength by working his mechanics and getting his lower body into the throws.
Matt Breida back healthy again. Got injured last game against Seattle. And Mullins comes across the middle. It's caught over the 10-yard line by the second-year wide receiver Kendrick Bourne. The rest of the offense ranked number 14 overall. They've really gotten things turned around despite whatever quarterback they're having to start.
Yeah, you see Matt Breida in there, a healthy guy, averages 5.6 yards a carry. The stone at left tackle, Joe Staley. Reliable.
Hey, he's tight.
Staley starting his 172nd game today, a 5-time Pro Bowler at left tackle. Gain of 4, second down and 6. And they put it in the hands of the former Washington Huskies star, Dante Pettis, having a solid rookie year when healthy enough to play, and he appears to be short by, looks like 2 yards for a first down.
The defense, Tom, that front four has been solid. Why? Because Bobby Wagner's having a great year. The defensive line is playing well. Linebackers play well. The back end, the corners tackled really well last week against the Minnesota Vikings. Probably their best tackling game.
Pete Carroll told us their best game on defense all year long. And beyond the outstretched arm of George Kittle, he was open. He had gotten behind the Seattle defender, but slightly overthrown. 3 and out for the Niners to start it.
So anytime you see man-to-man, Nick Mullins is going to find Kittle. Kittle gets excited against man-to-man because he feels like he can win. And right here, he has Delano Hill beat off the ball. And that's a rare opportunity that Mullins and Kittle would not connect on. That's a matchup that they like.
Pinion puts a foot on it. And a fair catch called for and fielded cleanly by Tyler Lockett. Well, you want to win football games. Who's been better than this guy in the history of the NFL to start a career? 30 years old, went to collegiate high school in Richmond, Virginia. His 110th consecutive start for Russell Wilson. Now, he is coming off arguably the worst game of his NFL career. 10 of 20. Didn't have a completion longer than 14 yards. 72 yards total, 60 net. But they won the game.
They had that big 40-yard gain in the fourth quarter that kind of sealed the deal for the Seahawks.
And they love to run it. Elijah Lee up to meet Chris Carson, leading rusher, closing in on 800 yards. And as Shannon mentioned a moment ago, they're thrilled to have Doug Baldwin back at wide receiver.
Well, yeah, everybody's better. Russell Wilson has a great chemistry with him. And you'll also see, as you look at that backfield, they'll go probably 6 offensive linemen a lot with George Fant, number 74, coming in at tight end.
That's right.
And coming the other way is Lockett. He is spun down up to the 47-yard line, which will bring up a 3rd down and 4. The 49ers do not have a takeaway going all the way back to October the 28th against Arizona.
Yeah, they're minus 21, Tom. And one area they need to improve on today is setting the edge. What that means is that nothing can get outside. You have to force the ball back inside. They did a poor job with it in the first matchup against the Seahawks.
Russell Wilson threw 4 touchdown passes in that game. Wilson has a wide open receiver, and that is Lockett for a first down. Was he touched? They say he was down at the 25-yard line. Well, what an exciting player this 4th-year wideout from Kansas State is becoming.
So you're working on a rookie. So with a rookie, one thing you want to double move him. Watch the stop and go right there. Russell Wilson gives it time to set up. And Lockett's a guy that he trusts, and he throws a perfect football working on the rookie, DJ Reed, in the slot. Double move him early. He's excited. Go after that excitement. Uses aggression against him.
Throw it again, this time to Carson. And he juggles the field cleanly, and that'll be a pickup of 5 on first down.
So we see all kinds of great football players every single week, right? And we can't help but have favorites. Now, I'm just going to say Chris Carson is probably my favorite football player in the National Football League.
Your favorite?
He's my favorite because everything you get is everything he has on every single down. He will fight and claw for every blade of grass. I just love and respect the guy. I applaud talent and I applaud effort more than anything.
Well, here's your guy, your favorite player in the NFL.
Yeah, that's right.
As spoken by Chris Spielman here in the first 4 minutes of a game.
Okay, maybe, or the guy that maybe I respect, one of the most respected guys.
So now you're backpedaling.
No, I'm not backpedaling. He's my favorite guy. I like him. And the thing about when you're a running team, Tom, and every defense knows you're going to run the football, and you're as productive as he is when a defense knows it's coming, and he still gets positive yards. He's always falling forward.
They're down in a yard. And they pitch it to Carson, trying to get that first down. He has that and more inside the 10 and run out of bounds at the 7-yard line with the 4-time Pro Bowl left tackle Dwayne Brown leading the way. And nicked up as he has been most of this year is Akello Weatherspoon.
That's tough to see right there. He's a guy that is getting better every week, an important position for that Niner defense. And I'll tell you, it's when you have athletes on your offensive line, like the Seahawks, you're able to get to the edge.
Weatherspoon has been battling injuries the entire year. Grew up down the road in Sacramento at Christian Brothers High School. Let's see.
You can't really see it from there,
nope.
But on the play again, where the Seahawks hurt the 49ers in their first game is getting the edge, getting outside. Every player and every defense has a player that's responsible for turning the ball in.
We're going to take a timeout. This does not look good for Witherspoon. Witherspoon able to get to his feet and helped off and headed towards the 49ers locker room. Certainly hope he's all right. Opening drive. Seattle.
Jam. 4-7.
At the 7-yard line where it's first and goal. No running room this time for Carson. Maybe a yard.
The problem that Seattle presents, they run that play, and with Seattle, like San Francisco, everything's a setup. And what makes Russell Wilson so dangerous down here is that he can pull that ball from Carson, then he has a run-pass option, bringing it out the back end. That's why you have to maintain your discipline if you're an outside contained player, the guys in the red jerseys.
It's Mike Davis now in the backfield. He'll get a lot of playing time today. Rashad Penny, the outstanding rookie out of San Diego State, is out today, and that one just thrown away, no one open. Good pressure that time coming from Ronald Blair III.
Yeah, exactly. Ronald Blair did exactly what we talked about. Russell Wilson will pull it, roll out, have the run pass option, and Ronald Blair did not chase the fake handoff and got upfield to contain Russell Wilson. Excellent discipline by the young player out of Appalachian State.
Trey Madden healthy for the first time in the last 3 weeks with a chest injury. He checks in, 9th play of this drive. 3rd down and goal. And Wilson wants timeout. Boy, Seattle has dominated this series, especially here in recent years, winning 10 in a row. The last time the San Francisco 49ers beat Pete Carroll's team, you've got to go all the way back to the NFC Championship game. That's when this run began for Seattle. The last win was the 8th of December in 2013.
Now you think about it too, and as some certain teams get in certain teams' heads, right? And you come close in some games, you get blown out in some games. And you take a look at Kyle Shanahan, also is surveying the field. And Kyle believes that this is his week. He feels like his team is peaking and ready for this game. And as a head coach, when you're out of the playoffs, if you can knock out a divisional rival or do something to dent them, that's what you're playing for.
All right, 3rd down and goal just outside the 49ers 5-yard line.
4-7, lucky. Good.
In the corner. And it is a touchdown to Doug Baldwin.
This is just great patience. We talk about chemistry and trust. Doug Baldwin working on a rookie Moore who came in for Witherspoon. Just a little hesitation and delay, and Russell Wilson's target is the back orange pylon, knowing that he's going to throw him open. It's good recognition by Wilson of coming, getting a corner that's fresh off the bench. Attack, especially if he's a rookie. Baldwin, welcome back.
Well, he's been battling a hip injury recently. He's also been troubled with an injured groin. Bad knee, sore elbow. Point after is no good. First time Sebastian Janikowski has ever kicked in this stadium. And he hooks it. 6-0. Baldwin and the Seahawks try to nail down a spot in the NFC playoffs, an early score. Doug Baldwin, his 47th career touchdown reception, moving into a tie for 2nd place in franchise history with Darren Jackson. How good was Steve Largent? He only had 100 touchdown catches.
He's so important to this offense. You have to account for him as a defense, so everybody should be more explosive, more dangerous when he's on the field.
Richie James Jr. from the 4-yard line, and a big return for James. He has Janikowski to beat. And Richie James inside the 20, the 10, he will score!
There's going to be a double team right here in this area. See the double team right there, which springs Ricky James. Janikowski's going to come over. New shoe, old shoe, it doesn't matter. Ricky James is an explosive player. They try to get him involved in punt returns. He's dropped a punt in each of the last 2 games, but kickoff returns, this is what he brings to the table. Now that's a response. When you get scored on early at home, how do you respond? Ricky James making a play for his boys in the 49ers.
And the point after is good by Robbie Gould. The first career touchdown for the pride of Middle Tennessee State, Richie James Jr.
Yeah, I called him Ricky. It's Richie. We get that straight. You get a play like that.
Well, you're thinking of the former great talented Rick James. That's who you were thinking of.
Well, that was a super freak move right there.
Wow,
taking that kickoff
pulled it
return
off.
back.
Holy Moses.
Yeah, there you go. Richie James, that's a response. And that's, he's counting on his young players, right? You got a lot of injuries and a lot of opportunities out here.
Did you just say super freak move?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the only Rick James song I know.
I understand.
But Richie James is doing his best Rick James.
It's been 124 games since a 49er last returned to kickoff for a touchdown. Ironically, it was against Seattle by Ted Ginn Jr. when he went 102 yards back in September of 2011.
That's the thing, they were trying to get him in the ball, get him involved in on the punt. So Tom, against Seattle, he dropped the punt. Against Denver, he dropped the punt. Trent Taylor took him on punt returns, but hey, give him that kickoff return and room to work. He's off.
All right, so 7-6, and we'll see how long that missed point after by Janikowski lingers around. We talk about Baldwin and what a relationship he's had since Russell Wilson came on board. I mean, look at all the other receivers since Russell Wilson became a quarterback. You loved that game, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. That's
electric football.
That was a new Christmas. They always broke down, but we'd get one my brother and I would get one every year for Christmas. And, the key to that is the draft. Well, how do you draft an electric football? You line all those dudes up. You hit the electric button, and the fastest guy was the #1 draft choice. You couldn't stop him. I ran the V formation. Victory.
4-7.
Oh, boy. How about some of those battles around the Spielman house? First down, they give it to Mike Davis. 3 different running backs for this Seattle team this year have rushed for 400 yards or better. That's the only team that's been able to say that in the NFL this year. Davis has averaged over 4.5 yards per carry, and he has something to prove here. He was originally drafted by the 49ers. Back in 2015, he got hurt, went on IR, played in 8 games for him the following year, and they let him go.
And an opportunity. And it's almost like they create Marshawn Lynch with 3 different guys. With that effective running the football.
Back in the hands of Davis, and he slipped. And, we saw with Janikowski before the game. And we've seen it already, a couple of players on the field. Footing is an issue today.
Yeah, especially in the middle part. There's kind of a new area. It looks new. It's a different color, brighter green. The middle part of the field is a little bit more slippery. You have to get that cleat situation worked out. You have to do it in pregame. What I used to do, Tom, I used to look to see what kind of cleats the home team was wearing, and that's what I wanted because they knew the field better than anybody else.
Kelly. Good. 4-3. Good.
3rd down and 6. Davis. And he's able to run through the tackle and pick up the first down of Tavarius Moore. Let's go downstairs to Shannon.
Well, Tom, it really is that area in the center of the field where those hash marks are that's the slipperiest. We saw Sebastian Janikowski pregame warm-ups. He slipped out there. He did change his cleats on his planting foot. I did talk to the equipment manager for the Seattle Seahawks. They are prepared to change to cleats at halftime or during the game if they need to, as they see the conditions worsen out here.
Great stuff, Shannon. Shannon, the one who was filling us in on Janikowski. He's never kicked in this stadium. Wide open is Davis. He crosses midfield and down to the 49er 45-yard line.
So when you play a three deep zone team, the one thing if you want to run screens is you're going to run the corners off, which are outside the picture here. But this is nice patience. You fake to Davis. You got Lockett, who's a concern. Come back and you come back to Davis, but because of the defense, you have a deep third corner. He's run way off because he has nobody in his flat, and that creates the open space for the screen.
Davis is an excellent player. 25th reception of the year. And now Carson comes back in there, looking for help, and none there. Beautifully done by DeForest Buckner.
Hey, Tom, he's solid, right? Pass rusher solid against the run. DeForest Buckner, the big fella, playing in a 3 technique. That's outside shoulder of the guard. It's very difficult to try to hook him. He uses his hands very well and his athletic ability. Good contain by Richard Sherman, forcing that ball back inside, setting the edge because all the reinforcements are coming from the inside. There's no inside on the outside. All the inside help is inside. Force it back in there.
Here we go. Good.
Wilson will keep it. And slides down to the 43. I believe that's where they're going to mark it. Yep, it'll bring up another third down for the Seahawks on this year's second possession of the game.
So being in San Francisco and seeing the 49ers play, I have flashbacks and nightmares and recurrences of Steve Young taking a throwing lane and turning it into a running lane. Exactly what Russell Wilson did on that play. That wasn't a quarterback draw. That was him trusting his instincts, seeing that throwing lane, tuck it and go.
Perfect for the Seahawks on third down. 4-4. Davis will not get enough. So does Pete Carroll consider going early on? He's always the gambling sort. Looks like he's brought his punt team out there. At the 39, it would be a 4th down and 3. It's one of the great things you love about Carroll. He's always aggressive, always pushing the envelope. We very much enjoy our time having a chance to visit with him.
Well, I asked him a question about, he's the most positive coach that I've ever been around. And he actually surprised me with his answer. He says, Chris, I got to work at it. I got to work at being positive.
Punted inside the 5, and it will be down at the 1-yard line. Great punt coverage by Seattle. And what a year replacing John Ryan it's been for the rookie Michael Dixon. Richie James Jr., the big kickoff return for a touchdown, giving the Niners the lead.
So you have a blow up by giving up a kickoff return for a touchdown. You got to clear your mind, make a play on special teams. Justin Coleman did, setting up field position for the Seahawks.
Ball's on the ground in the end zone, and the Seahawks have recovered. There is a penalty flag down. That's Jaron Reed who covers it up in the end zone, but I believe this is going to be offsides against Seattle. And it might be Reed the guilty party.
Well, first of all, let's talk about the growth of Nick Mullins. And what the heck are you talking about, Chris? Well, the hard count, right? Because and I've been in those situations in huddles, let's try to steal one here. Let's try to sneak the snap count. Nick Mullins understood that, went with the hard count.
Offside, number 90 defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And Jaron Reed jumped it. So that's an understanding of learning how to play the football here by getting him to go here with a hut instead of a hut.
Well, you'll take those 5 yards, won't you?
Yeah, that's growth in a quarterback, in maturity, decision making, all that stuff.
Yep.
Back the other way to Kittle with lots of green in front of him. Cross the 20 up to the 27-yard line. George Kittle, second-year tight end out of Iowa.
So with George Kittle, right, you got to figure where he is because he's involved down the field. George Kittle right here is nice and patient. He's going to sneak across. And the beautiful thing about Kittle coming out, he ran a 4.52, and the thing I like about him, he plays at a 4.52. He's outrunning his offensive line. They're trying to get down there. But if I'm Seattle, I'm probably going to find out where he is on every single play.
Mullins going to throw it on first down, swings it out of the backfield to Breida. First time he's touched it, and that'll be a gain of 12 for Matt Breida.
I want to show you why Kittle's so valuable. Okay, Matt Breida has that little freebie right here because Kittle's going to take 2 guys. These 2 guys are going to guard Kittle, allowing this space to clear for Breida. See, when you have 2 guys worried about George Kittle, you're running him off. Look at all the space right here. That's game planning. That's understanding. Mullins sees 2 on Kittle, none on Breida. Dump it to Breida right now in a hurry.
Give it to Breida. Tell you, when this guy's healthy, this guy's a good-looking player. Yeah. Second year out of Georgia Southern.
Hey, 5.6 yards to carry. This is the key block. This is called the old wham block. He's going to come in here and seal. That's going to create this space. Watch Garrett Selleck. This is doing the dirty things. I'm blocked on Frank Clark. He can't close. Matt Breida, a good push by that deep offensive line. Hey, everybody talks about Seattle running the football. This 49er team is committed to running football, and they set play action up off that run. Better than anybody else in the league. Their play action is better than anybody else.
That was their first rushing attempt of the game. Gain 7, and now a big one for Jeff Wilson, but he puts it on the ground, and the Seahawks appear to have recovered the football. What a time to fumble for Jeff Wilson Jr., the rookie out of North Texas. There is a penalty flag all the way in the offensive backfield, however.
Holding, number 85 offense. That penalty will be declined. The result of the play is a fumble recovered by Seattle, first down, and timeout.
That's Bradley McDougald to put a helmet on the football. He's become the leader of this revamped Seattle secondary. That's a big takeaway for the Seahawks. McDougald has unquestionably become the leader of that secondary for the Seattle Seahawks in a big play to get a takeaway from Wilson.
And not only his physical ability, he's also the great communicator back there, getting everybody lined up.
He's from your hometown, Columbus, Ohio. Here's Wilson, throws on the run, and let's see, did he get the toes down? Wow, Tyler Lockett for a first down to the 44-yard line.
Oh, yeah, that's field awareness, and Tyler Lockett's been making plays a long time in this league. He's also a guy that they'll try to jet sweep to, get screens to, dangerous in the open field, to make people miss in space.
Lefty 4-7.
Wilson 7 of 8, 83 yards and a touchdown to Baldwin. And this is Carson. Bring up second down after a gain of 2, and let's check in with our good friend and say hello to Carissa Thompson. Hi there.
Hi, Tom. Thanks so much. Patriots Steelers. Pat clinched the 10th straight AFC East title with a win, but Ben Roethlisberger finds Vance McDonald for this 5-yard score. Steelers up early at home, 7-0. Tom, Chris, and Shannon.
Big Ben. We saw him last week.
Yeah, Steelers need a win.
Roethlisberger was injured in the first half of that game across the bay in Oakland and did not return until the final drive of the game when he took the Steelers in for a touchdown, but they would lose that game to the Raiders. Set up, coming this way to Carson. And run out of bounds, enough for a first down to the 43-yard line.
We talked about everything's a setup, right? And Lockett comes in motion. We said he's our jet sweep guy. Right there was a fake jet sweep, and you come opposite to Chris Carson, and everybody talks about, including myself, how tough Chris Carson is. He's also very fast, especially in space, and Elijah Lee was able to chase him down just enough.
Carson, 24 years young, grew up in Lilburn, Georgia. Was the 249th pick in last year's draft. 7th round, how about that? Leapfrogs more. And finds a way to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up a yard.
Well, Moore does a great job of replacing on a crackback block. But the thing you want, if you're a young player, eyes up, head up, wrap up. If you duck your head, you cannot hit what you don't see. So a good rule and a good thought process to have, hit with your eyeballs. If you hit with your eyeballs, you're going to keep your head up to protect yourself, and you're also probably going to make the tackle. See his head go down there. Dangerous position.
Set.
Second down at 10. Fake it to Davis, throw it down the sideline, and too tall to Nick Bennett, former Ohio State Buckeye.
Really nice job of Moore not getting sucked up on the play action, taking care of his responsibility down the field. And you know they're going after him. I mean, that's the #1 rule, right? We get a corner that goes out. We got a rookie corner coming in off the bench. The whole mentality is to attack, attack, attack. The NFL is a game of matchups, and that's who they're trying to exploit. Right there, he answered the challenge.
This will be the final play of this opening quarter.
51-47.
3rd down and 10.
Set. Listen. Set.
Incomplete. And the 49ers defense will force a punt, but wait, a very late flag came in from the secondary. Richard Sherman is down there looking at the official. And this is going to be against the 49ers. Wow. It wasn't an uncatchable ball. I mean, it didn't look like he was holding the Lockett, in this case, away from coming back to make a reception. And Wilson was clearly just throwing that ball away. What great season Sherman had for Seattle. 4 Pro Bowls, took him in the 5th round of 2011, the 154th pick that year. Great player.
Yeah. He's been up and down a little bit this year. He's battled injuries, but you know one thing, he's going to compete, and we're going to take a look to see if he did hold him. That looks like both guys made contact. Lockett goes into Sherman, and Sherman goes into Lockett. And Richard Sherman was holding his ground, and it looked to me like Lockett ran into him. So both of them initiated the contact.
There's no foul on the play for illegal contact as the quarterback was out of the pocket. 4th down.
All right. So when we come back, the Seahawks will punt it. Baldwin with an early score, but a missed point after. And then the super freak goes the distance. 7-6 San Francisco. After the contact between Lockett and Sherman, they pick up the flag, so Seattle will punt it.
I thought Lockett initiated that contact anyway. He ran into Sherman.
Dixon.
Get him out of bounds.
Pin the 49ers at their own 1, the last punt. And he's going to pin them inside the 5, close to the 1-yard line yet again. You can't do it any better than that.
Well, this is right off Pete Carroll's formula, isn't it? Run the ball, turn the ball over, play great special teams. And when you're a running football team and a strong defensive team, you do play the field position game. And when you have a punter that can execute like that, that sets you up for what you want. How you want to control the game.
Man. Yeah. John Ryan was a great punter for this team for a long time. And a native Australian who came over to play at the University of Texas, having an excellent year. Got him on a hard count the last time that they won. And looking for some running room, maybe a pickup of 2 is Matt Breida. Breida, the 9th most rushing yards in the NFC. He's trying to become the first 1,000-yard rusher for the 49ers since Frank Gore going back to 2014. And he doesn't carry the ball nearly as frequently as the guys that are in front of him.
You know, and you remember, I mean, they've gone through a couple of different running backs. Losing McKinnon was a big blow to them early in the season. Alfred Morris was supposed to be the guy, and Breida kind of took over. He's been nicked up a little bit. Explosive, though.
And here he is. Cuts it back to the inside. What a beautiful cut that was to the 15, a first down, but a flag comes in.
It's a beautiful cut, and it's a designed cutback because you have to follow number 44, Kyle Juszczyk.
Illegal block in the back. Number 84 offense. After this is the goal, still 2nd down.
Well, this is going to be a tough one to swallow because Bourne comes in and he just barely touches the guy. I get it, it's the rules, That's a tough call. Bourne's right here, and he's going to come in and get Calitro right there, just enough to knock him off balance. But you see Juszczyk right there? It's a beautiful cutback, but a well-designed play by Juszczyk, selling one way and coming back and sealing Frank Clark.
That wipes out a 10-yard gain and a first down, puts him at the 3-yard line on a 2nd down and 8. Again, gobbled up by Quentin Jefferson, 3rd-year defensive end out of Maryland. 3rd down upcoming for San Francisco.
See Kyle Shanahan, and I think the frustrating thing for him, right? Okay, we're playing the Seahawks. We're 3-10. Why are we 3-10? We get a big first down to get out of the hole. We got a penalty. We get a breakaway run. We fumble the football. Self-inflicted wounds have been an Achilles heel for this 49er team.
Blitz coming. Mullins gets it away, and And it is enough for a first down on a completion to Trent Taylor. That's a nicely thrown ball there by Mullins.
Well, his poise and his ability to see the field, as you're going to see Trent Taylor working here. Thompson's playing so far off, Tom, that's just a nice little read route. And I love the fact that Taylor takes it past the sticks. Good, solid protection. Nice wall form for Mullins. If he's that clean, he's going to make the clean throw every single time and on target.
Mullins has thrown for 746 yards the last 2 games. Back in the hands of Breida. And he's up to the 17-yard line, a gain of close to 4. That's the most passing yards by a 49er quarterback in back-to-back games. Since the name you mentioned earlier, the Hall of Famer Steve Young, going all the way back to 95.
You think about his story, right? Coming from Southern Miss, was actually playing some defensive back on the practice squad last year.
Pick up the blitz. Whoa, what a hit delivered. But able to hang on to the football is Kendrick Bourne. He took a huge lick from Shaquille Griffin.
To sign up and play wide receiver in the NFL, one box you need checked is the courage box. And Kendrick Bourne shows great courage right here, because I'm telling you, when you're coming across the middle and that ball's up high, you will get hit, and you will get hit hard. And the rule is, might as well catch the ball because the hit's coming anyway.
Well, it's easy for you to say. You're the guy doing the hit.
I used to like that. That's yeah, that was fun.
Mullins looking one way. Down the middle of the field, and a second time he has missed Kittle. This one might have been a touchdown.
Well, you got a blown coverage, right? They're playing zone, and Shaq Griffin, number 26, is going to jump outside. Kittle's going to run to the area vacated by Shaq Griffin, who jumped inside, leaving that deep third wide open, and that's twice in this ball game that Nick Mullins has missed his number 1 target, George Kittle. That's corners. You get those corners to jump in, you bring people from across the field to attack the vacated area by a corner getting nosy, not doing his job. Good penetration.
Last time Wilson touched it, he coughed it up on a big run. It'll bring up third down. That's a loss of 2. So now third down at 12.
Interesting note about Poona Ford. He's probably the only defensive lineman, I would say, in the last 20 years that's under 6 foot. But he has an 80-inch wingspan. From Texas, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. Solid backup for the Seahawks, front 4.
That's 5'11", 310.
Yeah, here you go.
Love it.
That 310. Got him again.
This time it might have been Jacob Martin, who's become a big part of the pass rush for Seattle on defense.
Defense, neutral zone infraction, number 59. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
He had a big strip sack, which led to a touchdown against Minnesota last week.
He's trying to get a get-off. And the one thing that Ken Norton Jr. talks about, Jacob, is his speed off the edge. Not a big guy, but super quick coming off that corner.
We understand Bradley McDougal, their starting strong safety, is under the tent, over behind the Seattle bench, shaken up. Third and 11 becomes third and 6. Mullins just does get it away. And there's Pettis wide open, and you wonder, was there confusion in that secondary without McDougal on the field?
That's very possible. They're going to bring a blitz right here off the edge. Nobody's going to have the outside as Griffin's going to come, and the outside is vacated because you clear the outside defender as Kittle again captures the attention of most defenders, vacating the deep third area, which you usually have protected via corner or a safety coming over the top, and Nick Mullins delivering a strike under pressure.
Gain of 25 on the play, the completion to Pettis. What a great career he had for the Washington Huskies. Scored 24 touchdowns receiving, returned 9 punts for touchdowns. And here's Selleck. And the big fella from Cincinnati is in the end zone.
you fall or slip in the secondary, it's a touchdown. You got to check your cleats because as a safety, you can never lose your feet. And that's what's going to happen to Tedrick Thompson. Selleck gets a clean release right here. Nobody touches him because of the play action. And if you're a safety and you fall and slip, you got to change your shoes. Because we know this, if there's slippage in the secondary, that equals big play and highlight film for Grant Selleck.
41-yard touchdown to Garrett Selleck. And a point after is good. Of course, his brother was a great one for a long time in Philadelphia. Second touchdown of the year for Garrett Selleck. Now, the Seattle defense just gave up the 49ers' longest drive of this season. 10 plays, 98 yards.
So, and you have to think about with McDougal in the tent, the great communicator, right? This is Pete Carroll's, gets everybody lined up. There were a couple busts back there, plus slippage in the secondary. You slip in the secondary, that's a big play, automatic all the time, especially if you're playing the safety position.
McKissick from the 4-yard line. Oh my, took a hit at the 20-yard line. And the man who delivered the hit, I believe, is the one that is injured. That's running back Wilson.
Now, here's Garrett Selleck right here. All these eyes are going here. You're not reading the offensive line who are showing you pass, so he has a free release. Now watch Tedrick Thompson right here. We talked about that green new part of the middle of the field. It's slippery. He falls down. There's nobody to get Garrett as he waltzes into the end zone. I watched on Friday practice. Garrett Selleck caught a lot of balls in practice, and sometimes, you know, so much attention is paid to George Kittle. He's certainly capable.
Well, people forget the last couple of years, he's had over 50 total receptions for this 49ers team. But now Kittle's become the main man, and there's Fred Warner closing in on 100 tackles, this rookie out of BYU.
What kind of gift has he been with the loss of Reuben Foster, who manned the middle? He was going to play in there with Fred Warner, but Fred Warner has excelled, as you see that defense holding the Seahawks to season low in that first quarter. Long game.
Good.
McKissick checks into the backfield, and that is a really good open field tackle made by Richard Sherman. Let's go to Carissa Thompson in L.A.
Thanks, Tom. Patriots looking to take over the 2 seed with a win today on the road in Pittsburgh, and this helps the cause. Tom Brady connects with a wide open Chris Hogan for this 63-yard score. We are all tied up at 7.
That is a huge game for Pittsburgh because Baltimore won again today with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, everything's playoff time. These guys have to maintain their rush lanes. Don't get out of sync and give him a running lane.
3rd down and 7. They're coming after Wilson. He gets it away, and a first down reception made by Baldwin up to the 33-yard line. Money time, crunch time. That's who Wilson's looking for.
And it starts with great protection. Right now, then Baldwin is a guy that they have chemistry and trust. Working on number 32, DJ Reed. Not bad coverage, but the ball is perfectly delivered to where Baldwin's the only guy that gets it or nobody gets it. And it started with excellent blitz pickup by that offensive line. Here's their on-balance look. They got like 7 or 8 offensive linemen in here. Pretty good shot. It's a run.
That's right.
Oh, little boot.
Dump it off to Carson. And he is thrown to the deck by Marcel Harris, a rookie starting to get more and more playing time out of Florida. He got hurt his senior year at Florida. They thought he'd be a first-round guy until he got hurt.
Well, it's discipline too, and you know, he and DJ Reed I thought played really well last week, and Marcel Harris did not go for any fakes. Executed his responsibility with eye discipline, staying on his responsibility coming out of the backfield.
He had 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss in that victory over Denver. Today, his 3rd straight start. Carson cuts it back into the middle of the field and run out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A big gainer for Carson.
When you don't set the edge This is problems right here. You're going to get down block, and the big 11-year veteran, Dwayne Brown, coming outside, leading away. See, everybody gets sealed inside. Moore gets kicked out by Dwayne Brown and Chris Carson. You know what? He's not running out of bounds either. He's going to find somebody to hit. But that's just execution, and that's what hurt them the first game, not having an outside player forcing the ball in, and Dwayne Brown showing his athletic ability. 11 years in the league, getting outside on the corner.
Take it to Davis. Wilson will just throw it out of bounds. Second down coming up. Russell Wilson, hard to believe he's 30 years old. Seems like he just came in the league. First 5 seasons as Seattle starter, took him to the playoffs, a pair of Super Bowls, winning one, of course. And he is 1 win away from becoming the first quarterback ever with a winning record in each of his first 7 seasons. Just win games.
That's all he does.
Set.
Mike Davis to the 35. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. The 49ers leading 14-6. You're just joining us. Seattle with a win today. And Pete Carroll's team will be in the NFC playoffs. Dallas had a chance to clinch a berth earlier today. Got shut out in Indianapolis. Chicago clinches the NFC North with a win at home over Green Bay.
4-7.
5 of 7 on 3rd down, but 1 for their last 3.
Set.
Wilson rolls, and what a catch by Baldwin, who will dive into the end zone. A touchdown. Oh, to have Doug Baldwin back for the Seahawks.
Nobody does the scramble drill better than the Seattle Seahawks. As Russell Wilson is going to get out, watch Baldwin adjust his route according to Russell Wilson scrambling. He has a sit-down route. He sees Russell scrambling, so he adjusts, finds a hole. He knows that Russell Wilson has chemistry and trust with him, and Russell Wilson delivers a great ball. And how about the athletic catch and Antone Exum? You come in there and you don't try to wrap him up and you throw a no-hitter, result's going to be a touchdown. You're the last line of defense.
So they elect to go for the point after to make it a 1-point game. Baldwin back for Seattle, and already a couple of touchdown receptions from his main man. They play 79 yards. Baldwin, the 35-yard touchdown reception. Russell Wilson, you go back to the start of last year, has thrown more touchdown passes than any quarterback in the NFL. I think a lot of people would really be surprised by that.
I would be interested in number off scramble drill, because nobody does the scramble drill as well as Russell Wilson and the Seahawks wide receivers.
It's a great story. The twin brothers defending their titles in a huge night of championship fights on Fox. Jamal Charlo takes on Willie Monroe Jr. Then Jermel defends his belt against Tony Harrison. PBC Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
I wonder who'd win a fight between those two.
That's a good point. You know they've gone at it.
Yes, I know. Speaking of twins, Shaquille, twin brother Shaquem.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
So 5:19 to go until halftime. Into the hands of Breida. Flag comes down. He's wrapped up by Mingo.
The ball out?
Ball is out. Seahawks say they have it, but again, there's a penalty flag down. Looks like this is going to be against Seattle.
Holding. Number 98 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That's Shamar Stephen. Let's check in with Shannon.
Yeah, guys, I told you before the game, I talked with Eric Kennedy, the equipment manager for the Seattle Seahawks. He said they would be prepared to change cleats mid-game, and they did. Trey Flowers and Tedrick Thompson, I saw both of them change their cleats, as well as some of the secondary guys. But Bradley McDougall still on the sideline over here, guys. He is doubtful to return. He is trying, though. He has his helmet on. He spent some time on the stationary bike, and he's working it out with a resistance band right now. He wants to get back in there.
Out of the backfield and able to slip past a would-be tackler, former track star, who we haven't heard much from in a long time this year, Marquise Goodwin.
He was the #1 wide receiver. Dante Pettis is kind of taking over his role. They kind of switched positions with Marquise Goodwin. But one thing you know, and that Kyle Shanahan keeps in the holster, at least 2 or 3 times you want to take a shot down the field with that track speed that Goodwin brings.
Came back last week and missed a couple of games with a calf injury. Had 2 catches for 20 yards against Denver last week in that 49er win.
Yeah.
2nd and 3. Rita maybe a foot short of a first down. Bobby Wagner. You think he's playing the best middle linebacker of anybody in the NFL?
Yeah, I really do. I think the couple games he put together the first time against the 49ers, he may have had the best game as a linebacker that I've seen. And quite frankly, 12 tackles, right? Forced fumble, a sack, and a pick 6 for 98 yards.
Yep.
That's production. Of course, the blocked field goal last week against the Vikings was a big play.
They're going to throw it on 3rd down and a foot. And they finally connect with Kittle. And one thing about Kittle, only Christian McCaffrey of all NFL players picks up more yards after the catch than his 49er tight end.
So I sing the praises of Bobby Wagner, and Bobby Wagner misses his coverage because he thinks it's run. And George Kittle has nice free release out here, and that's Bobby Wagner's coverage. As you see Mingo jump on use check, that's an in and out coverage. Mingo has first outside, Wagner has first inside, Kittle was the first inside. You got Nosey peeking in the backfield.
21-yard gain for Kittle, 2 receptions, 41 yards. He had 210 receiving yards in the first half alone last week. Play action. And there is Selleck to the 15-yard line.
Just had that feeling.
You said it yesterday
Yeah.
after the practice on Friday. You said keep your eyes open for Selleck, who had a total of 3 catches all year long and now 2 today.
Now, and it's just because you have a tight end in Kittle who demands so much attention, and you're running corners off, and they're finding the hole before Griffin can get his head around. Selleck is in that vacated area. But he's good hands, and Garrett Selleck is reliable.
Rita stays on his feet, close to the 11-yard line on a first down carry. That'll be the final play, it looks like, leading up to the 2-minute warning. The last time these teams got together, Seattle opened a 27-3 lead. Here we are with 2 to go in the opening half. 49ers in front and knocking on the door. Some of the all-time greats at the quarterback position. They had him back-to-back in Montana and Steve Young.
Played Steve Young one time, they won 55-13. Dad came in the locker room after the game. Thank God they took Young out of there. Put 100 up on your end. They were rolling.
2nd down. Rita inside the 10 to the 9-yard line will bring up a 3rd down and 4. 1:50 to play until the half.
So talk about Kyle Shanahan, right? He's a rhythm guy. He talks about being able to get in rhythm so he can use Garrett Selleck. He can use Breida. And, Kyle Shanahan learned how to call offense not only from his dad, but he was an offensive quality control guy working on Tampa Bay scout team, and he learned how to call plays offensively by working against Monty Kiffin, Mike Tomlin, and them. Rondé now, down there, Tampa. Lynch, Johnny Lynch, running around here somewhere.
Told you that Selleck had 3 catches all year long. Now, in fairness for Selleck, this was a guy who was a pass-catching tight end the last 2 years until Kittle arrived. He's more than capable. They just haven't gone to him much. And we'll be right back after this message from Bose. Farrell over there shaking his head. Mullins, 11 of 13, has hit 7 different receivers. A light rain falling. It's a 3rd down and 4. Mullins tries to thread the needle to Bourne, and it's broken up. Trey Flowers, a rookie who started every game in this his rookie year, coming up with a big play.
Yeah, he's the ideal Seahawk corner. 6'3", big zone team, so you like those tall, lean corners, and right there he used all his length to bat that one away.
How great was that guy right there as a football player?
Tremendous. Contemporary mind, loved him, admired him, watched him play. He's a winner. Won a lot of Super Bowls. 49ers, Cowboys.
Robbie Gould, 2nd most accurate kicker in the history of the NFL. 28 yards out. And it is good for Robbie Gould. 1:05 to go, and the Seahawks have 2 timeouts left. 49ers in front, 17-13. Well, they've been calling for this rain on this Sunday afternoon in Northern California for the better part of the last 3 or 4 days, and it's here.
Well, Seattle knows how to play in the rain. We know that.
That's right.
Russell Wilson is known for the size of his hands, too, so the wet ball doesn't bother him as much. He has a great grip on that football.
In Seattle, they know how to sunbathe in the rain. That ball blasted through the end zone. And what's coming up at halftime, Kurt Menefee?
Coming up on the Visa Halftime, we'll catch you up on the updated playoff picture, and we'll show you highlights from the Steelers-Patriots game. It's all coming up on the Visa Halftime. Back to you, Tom, Chris, and Shannon. This ain't easy in here, you know.
All right, Kurt, he logged a lot of miles yesterday, announcing with Steve Mariucci and Nate Burleson that game in New York yesterday.
Yeah, they did a great job. Excellent football game. Kurt, man of many talents.
Yes.
4-8. Good. Good.
Wilson at 1st down. Pump fake, slings it to Davis. That picks up maybe a yard, 2 perhaps.
So the biggest thing now for Robert Saleh and his defense, you play back, nothing overhead. There's got to be defenders always. Deepest of deepest is right now they're showing a too deep look. Nothing over those safeties' heads.
Flag down. Davis spins out of a tackle, and there to wrap him up is Elijah Lee, short of a 1st down, but again a flag on the play.
Well, I want to get with
Moore, number 64 offense. 10-yard penalty still. 2nd down.
number 33 who keeps playing. He's playing well. I want him to keep his head up because I want him to stay healthy. I want to see the hold right here on Squeezy. That left hand is up on the shoulder. But just for Tavarius Moore, the rookie corner is doing a really good job. But for safety, I want him to keep his head up because that's when guys get hurt, when their eyes are to the ground, their necks are in a vulnerable position. Dropped his head on that last play. Plus Davis was able to spin out for 4 more yards.
Davis to run it on 2nd down. And apparently the Seahawks are going to let this thing run down. But if you're the 49ers, I mean, do you even think about, if you don't take them, you lose them. It's a 3rd and 13. Why not take a timeout?
Yeah, I agree with you.
And that is Mike Davis headed over to the sideline. I mean, you can't carry the timeouts into the second half. Why not try to get the football back one more time? If you can, it's a 3rd and 13. You could have stopped it with 40 seconds and a half.
I think Seattle's smart here. They run a little draw play, get out of here. There it is.
And there it is. Carson will be tackled at the 27-yard line. Remember, the Seahawks get the football to begin the second half. You were the guy, Chris, walking out of practice on Friday and talking about it in our meeting last night. You said 2 things. One, I think this is going to be a game that will come down to late in the 4th quarter.
Yep.
And you said look out for Garrett Selleck. Well, at least through the first half, we've got a game after a rout the first go-around, and Selleck's been a big part of it.
So Garrett Selleck's, like you said, a proven pass catcher in this league. When you have George Kittle, who was so explosive last week, you start using Kittle to occupy people. You get so occupied with Kittle, all of a sudden Selleck becomes a target. They're a little bit limping around out there at wide receiver position. You have 2 tight ends so far that have been very effective in this first half.
Dixon blasts this punt. 2 seconds remain in the opening half. So here you have Nick Mullins making his 6th start. Remember, it was Jimmy Garoppolo, all the rage this time a year ago, ripping off the 5 straight wins to end the season. They come into this year, Garoppolo week 3, lost for the year with a knee injury. They bring in C.J. Beathard, who got 7 starts a season ago. Beathard went 0-5. And then they went with Mullins. And Mullins, 2 up, 3 down, will trot to the locker room with a lead at halftime as they pile up nearly 220 yards of offense against Seattle. First half presented by DirecTV. More for your thing. That's our thing. And this is Richie James Jr. So at halftime, Selleck and the Niners with a 17-13 lead. Seattle with a win is headed to the playoffs.
Now it's rap time to stand up and petition.
That was today's Game Flow, brought to you by Progressive. Back with Chris Spielman and Shannon Spake. I'm Tom Brenneman. Delighted to have you with us. Closing in on the Christmas season here. And boy, it's so nice to see Chris Spielman in such an upbeat, positive mood after your conversation with Pete Carroll yesterday.
We're in a football game, and we knew that this was going to be a 4-quarter game. And a couple adjustments, I think, for Seattle. The biggest adjustment of the half has to be some miscommunication breakdowns in the secondary, which led to some big plays by the 49ers. And Bradley McDougall's out, and so he's the big communicator back there. So they hopefully, if you're a Seahawk fan, work that out.
Remember, the Seahawks, with a win today, will nail down a spot in the NFC playoffs. So we'll see what happens here the final 30 minutes of football. Seattle will get the ball to begin the second half, and Bradley Pinion spins it away. And through the back of the end zone. And let's check in downstairs with Shannon.
Well, Tom, we all know how important third down is, right? Well, Kyle Shanahan happy with the way his team has performed, both offensively and defensively on third down. He says we've been able to stay on the field, which has allowed us to open things up offensively. I did ask him what he needs to do about the Russell Wilson Doug Baldwin connection, and he said that's the problem. He said Wilson can get out of that pocket. When things start to break down, he can keep the play alive, and then they can connect. Certainly something he's watching as well as everyone else.
So then Kyle told us, okay, how do you contain Russell Wilson? He said make him play NFL quarterback. That was not a knock. It's just saying try to keep him in the pocket and condense that pocket so he can't see over the line.
There's Carson on first down. The 49ers did an excellent job slowing down this high-octane Seattle rushing attack. 74 rushing yards in the first half.
Yeah, they had a couple of breakdowns where they let the ball get outside, but they've been more physical at the point of attack, and they've been disengaging from the offensive line, as you see more down there, number 33. Now remember, he was in for the injured Witherspoon, Ahkello Witherspoon.
And they have been so beat up in that secondary. I mean, playing a lot of young guys. They had Adrian Colbert and Jimmy Ward. Their starting safeties both are out for the year. And now you continue to dig down further and further on that depth chart.
Greg Maben, number 26, will come in. And if you're Seattle, and you have to be alert if you're San Francisco, because Maben has to make sure he's loose. Because oftentimes, if you're a corner coming off the bench cold, you are the target of attack.
Maben, a former wide receiver when he first went to the University of Iowa, and they have converted him into a cornerback. You know, much was made after the game last week looking at Richard Sherman. And it brings to mind the comments made by Frank Clark after the game about, you know, the Richard Sherman era is over after Sherman had prompted, you know, I guess some verbal back and forth saying he thought the Seahawks were just a middle-of-the-road team. I think a lot of people made a big deal about it. I don't think Sherman looked at it as being a big deal when, you know, Frank Clark said at the end of the day, this is my team now. It's my defense. Richard Sherman and his era is over here. And Sherman said, well, you're right. I've been gone since I was cut loose in March.
I'm in San Francisco now, if you haven't noticed. And Frank Clark's a great player. He's had a great year. But I would put 54 up there as whose defense it is. That's the linebacker. That's the play caller. And that's the guy that produces week in and week out in Bobby Wagner.
Wilson, 12 of 16, 142 yards in the first half with a couple of touchdowns.
Look at the big fella, Fant, in motion, offensive tackle, playing tight end.
Well, he had a catch last week, and then he tripped over something on the field. Carson short of the first down. Big fella out of Western Kentucky.
Russell Wilson called him the most valuable player. And here's the catch, and this is one where the brain got ahead of the feet, but the athlete, though, to go up and get it and got a little bit excited right there, and the 42-yard line gets on the stat sheet.
Oh, man, did he take a beat? No, he took a beat.
That's fun, though. They have fun with that. He's a good player, really good player for them.
Third down in the yard, and Wilson going to roll, and he loses a football, and it looked like Wilson initially had it. And then Sherman went diving forward. It was knocked out of there by Martin Zazacha. And Wilson able to cover it back up.
This is great recovery by Zazacha. He gets initially caught up inside number 53, but shows his great speed and awareness right here to close in on Russell Wilson. And sometimes Russell Wilson is prone to making a silly decision like the Kendricks interception last week. That one you just throw away and live to fight another down, but the averted disaster by him recovering football.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Chris, though. I think there are a lot of people who have been watching the Seahawks all year long. As Taylor brings it back across the 25 and up to the 30, that are saying on third and a foot, and we're throwing.
Yeah.
We're Seattle.
Good
third
point.
and a foot.
Strong point. Aggressive point. Great respect for Kyle Shanahan as a play caller, and you see today 8.4 yards today. It's outstanding, and Kyle talks about himself getting in rhythm as a play caller, and he's in rhythm with his quarterback, and his young quarterback, at least for the first half, was very productive. Good balance too.
First down to come out throwing, and there's Pettis across the middle. He's up to the 45-yard line. A gain of 15 on first down. The first offensive play of the half for San Francisco. You know, it should be noted, without really a receiver having a big-time year, they got a tight end having a big-time year. The 49ers have the 6th most, quote-unquote, big plays among all NFL teams this year. That's 10 yards or more rushing, 20 yards receiving.
Yeah, and Dante Pettis just ran a beautiful route right there, has become, I believe, their number one target, number one wide receiver. A lot of that is because you have Kittle, who's certainly capable of making those big plays from the tight end position.
Screen to Wilson, he dropped the ball.
Right, there might be a confidence thing going on with young Mr. Wilson. I mean, he's a good player. He had 90 yards rushing last week. Tough as heck. I mean, he'll stick it up in there, and he'll deliver the blow. But right now, I just think there's a little bit of confidence issue. Dropped the ball 3 times this year. Had a fumble early in the first half. Drops an easy screen. You know, you got to earn the trust of the coach, and you have to earn your carries. They have Matt Day's dressed today, free agent out of Cleveland that they picked up. Kid from North Carolina State. He might get the opportunity if Wilson doesn't hold on to the football.
Hey, watch it.
False start. Number 75 offense. 5-yard penalty still. Second down.
That is the 23rd false start penalty against the 49ers this year. Only the Bengals and the Redskins with more. Speaking of the Redskins, they got a huge win today. Josh Johnson.
How about that? Hey, number 1 overall pick of the AAF. Coming back.
He might be leading the Redskins to the playoffs.
There you go. You never know. self-inflicted wounds. You know, 3 and 10, a lot of that is self-inflicted.
Second down and 15. They pitch it to Breida. That did not fool the big fella, Quentin Jefferson.
Yeah, this is a really nice job by Quentin Jefferson. Look, he's not going to run the ball. They're not going to pitch it. Breida's right here. Jefferson understands that, stays patient, and does a good job of getting Matt Breida. I actually believe number 68, Mike Person, could have came around and kicked him out instead of going up for the safety. Get Breida through that hole first and trust Breida will make a man miss in space.
Yeah, but who would you rather hit, Jefferson or safety?
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Down to 13. Good protection. Now it breaks down. And Juszczyk, two-time Pro Bowler, hails from Lodi, Ohio. Well short of the first down, and the 49ers will punt it.
Just better job in coverage right here, right? We talked about the adjustment. There's nowhere to go down the field. Mullins is forced to check it down, and Luani comes up and makes a solid open field tackle to force the punt.
Ooh, high snap opinion. All 6'5" needed it to get that one away. And this one will bounce into the end zone. Second possession of this half. 49ers lead the Seahawks by 4.
This is really an amazing statistic. Nobody does this more unbalanced extra offensive linemen with 6+ offensive linemen. They're 110 ahead of Indianapolis when they do this. George Fant is the reason why Russell Wilson called him their MVP, because he plays that tight end. He's really a solid player.
They pitch it to Carson on first down, breaks the tackle, but excellent pursuit made by the 49ers on defense, led by DJ Reed Jr.
This is just a great job of DJ Reed. A tremendous job of fighting off Dwayne Brown. Dwayne Brown, massive size difference on DJ Reed, but he uses his hands well and forces the ball back inside. We talk about the contained player, right? Exactly what DJ Reed did.
Loss of a yard. Seahawks are running it for a total of 82, right at 4 yards per attempt. Carson out of the backfield up to the 25-yard line and brings up 3rd down and 5. You know, when the Seahawks started the year 0-2, they were averaging 69 rushing yards per game.
It's amazing.
Now the last 11, they're averaging 170 rushing yards per game.
And that was Pete Carroll. Said, look, I got in the way of that man, Brian Schottenheimer. I got in his way. He wanted to run the ball. I said, you got it from now on. Week 3. They went back to who they are. Physical. Downhill. Attack.
Blitz coming. Wilson gets it away. And the catch is made by David Moore, his first reception of the afternoon.
David Moore is a guy that's really started out strong, slowed down a little bit. This ball is perfectly thrown as he's working on Moore number 33, and the ball is perfectly placed on that outside shoulder, so Moore does not have a shot to come back. But once you get that corner shoulders turned, you do have him at a disadvantage.
That's the first catch in the last 3 games for David Moore. Carson, patient. Boy, stepping right in there, making a big hit defensively was DJ Jones.
You know, DJ Jones has kind of earned some playing time. They're going with younger guys. He's able to get through double teams right there and running the football. Robert Saleh was right. When you take something personal, as the 49ers did when they were hammered by the Seahawks, the effort has been much better today. The execution of where you're supposed to be on the field has been much better for this 49er defense.
Wilson in trouble, and down he goes. Sack number 10 on the year for DeForest Buckner.
Well, at 6'7", watch his quickness. He's going to set his blocker outside, then he's going to beat him with a quick inside move. Now because of his length, look at the set, and you see that little arm over? That's a swim technique. Now he's beating Jordan Simmons, who's in there for the injured DJ Fluker. Jordan Simmons has been playing really well, especially at run blocking. He's still learning how to become an effective pass blocker. We talk about matchups all the time. Buckner on Simmons, that's by design.
Loss of 8 brings up 3rd down and 18, and they'll let Ed Dixon, the veteran, make the reception, but well short of a first down. So the 49ers defense here now, the first 2 possessions of this second half, forcing Seattle to punt it away.
Well, that's because they're winning in 1st and 2nd down, Tom. They're taking away the running game of the Seahawks, making it tough situations for Russell Wilson in that offense on 3rd down, and you see the excitement. He took it personal.
Michigan
man. Yeah, Robert took it very personal. That's the first thing he said to us in our meeting. It's personal. I loved it.
You normally don't say nice things about Michigan men.
Truth teller. Robert.
Taylor from the 15 and smothered. Still on his feet, but dropped at the 15, right where he started. 49ers have come to play on this Sunday in December. Chris, I'm not sure what happened here with Nico Thorpe. He was given a 15-yard penalty after the tackle had been made.
Nothing much was shown. Penalty was called, though, and special teams, right? They've been good.
Real good.
But they've been bad. They gave up a touchdown on special teams. And right here, 15-yard penalty. A big advantage for the 49ers as far as field position.
Seattle needs a win today to guarantee a slot in the NFC playoffs. It's interesting to note that Minnesota won earlier today, so right now they would be the number 6 seed. But the Washington Redskins, a team that controls its own destiny, a win today to get to 500. Should the Redskins win their final 2, they're in. There's a lot going on. And it's even more crowded over in the AFC. First down, Breida. And what a play coming down the line by Poona Ford. That's who you talked about earlier.
Yeah, the more he plays, the better he gets. His quickness off the line and off the snap. Poona Ford is going to play the nose, and you're going to ask to single him right here, not to let him in that A-gap. Watch how quickly he hits this A-gap. Again, he just beats the double team. Lakeland Tomlinson's a little bit late, and I love the plant foot and right down the line of scrimmage. You see how he didn't go upfield for any pass rush? Read the ball perfectly, planted his foot, and chased him down the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. And Breida looking for some breathing room and beats Wagner. And they might get Wagner for a penalty here. The question is, did Wagner grab it by the face mask up around the 38-yard line?
I tell you, Wes Richburg, the center, when you have a center that can pull at such an advantage.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Number 54 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, that's 2 15-yard penalties on this possession alone.
Yeah. You're right. You know, watch Richburg get out here and create and sustain the block, allowing Breida to be patient. There's Richburg right there, staying on Frank Clark and opening that hole. And Bobby Clark's trying to make a play, and again, unintentional, but it's 15 yards as he just gets that index finger on Breida's face mask.
Bobby Wagner whistled for the penalty.
59. What? 59. What?
59.
Kick.
There you go. Talk it up out there. Let's go. Too much talking.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Only the second time all year long the 49ers have had a delay of game penalty. And you know, you say, well, big deal. You know, that's pretty good when you consider they're on their 3rd quarterback.
Yeah. And especially a guy that was doubling as a scout team DB last year on the practice squad for the 49ers. But just his growth and maturity, understanding. I love the way he sees the field, Tom. Doesn't panic in the pocket, spreads the ball around a bunch of different guys.
Niners have had so many injuries. Of course, a lot of teams have. They lay this one off to Breida. Great block by Juszczyk. And that's a first down all the way to the 31. How about Juszczyk? There's a reason why he's going to the Pro Bowl every year.
Yeah, this is a nice job by Juszczyk, who actually reads the fact. Now, he's going to read Mullins' eyes because he sees he's going to dump it to Breida. Now watch the transition to becoming a blocker right now. See that? He sees that Mullins is going to throw it to Breida, does a good job in keeping those hands in, then letting go just in case he had any cloth. But that's just a veteran play by reading your quarterback, knowing you're not getting the ball, and automatically, without thought, converting yourself into a blocker downfield.
20-yard gain. And how about this call to Breida? And he is dropped at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, Calitro saved the day.
And now some pushing and shoving going on the complete opposite side of the field. And a penalty flag comes in. Here's some serious jawing. You got Justin Coleman down there. And it looked like he got tied up with Trent Taylor. They're both out of your screen at the bottom of your screen. Now across the middle there, right about the 15.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 28 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh, boy. 3 15-yard penalties on Seattle this drive alone.
And Trent Taylor is not quitting on the play, even though he's nowhere near the play. We talk about Juszczyk converting himself into a blocker. Trent Taylor hit Coleman, who wasn't expecting it, and Coleman retaliated. Effort plays.
Yeah, I mean, right now it looks like San Francisco wants this game more than Seattle.
Right now,
it's easy to sit up here and say that, and it could change in a heartbeat.
Just got to get their composure back, and a lot of game left. And remember, the fourth quarter, that's Russell Wilson time.
No doubt about that. First down. Wilson inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line, and holds on to the football, wrapped up by Green.
Jeff Wilson Jr., the ball carrier.
And another flag just comes in. Things are starting to get chippy.
Flag on the field.
This was well after the play. There are 2 flags actually that were thrown. One right around the line of scrimmage, the other about 15 yards down the field in the end zone.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 41 offense, 15-yard penalty. The down will count, second down, and that is number 41's first foul towards possible disqualification.
Now, I think they're going to call it because he tossed the ball and it hit another player on the Seahawks. That's the only thing I can see on the call.
Hey. That's a good call.
It just, yeah, and a good rule of thumb. It's been a rough day for Wilson Jr. Just give the ball to the officials. I mean, lessons to be learned. Right? I played with the greatest of all time, Barry Sanders. Every carry, touchdowns didn't matter. Handball the official.
That backs him up. I mean, all of a sudden you go from, second down and 2 at the 7-yard line to second and 18, and now third and 18 after the pressure by Jaron Reed.
Well, this is so difficult for a center. When you have a guy on your shoulder, you have no help right here. Jaron Reed gets off to a fast start, beats Richburg with a swim, and is able to get in there and deflect the ball. That's just a difficult block. Ideally, you'd like to have Person help you out a little bit by sticking a big paw in there just to slow the penetration down a tad so you can move your feet to square him up if you're the center.
First-year defensive coordinator Ken Norton Jr. looking for a stop here on third down and 18. Right now be looking at roughly a 42-yard field goal try by Robbie Gould.
Alert screens if you're the Seahawks. Screens and draws.
Breida shot down at the 15. So now it will be a 32, 33-yard try for Gould. That's a huge penalty on Wilson. Huge penalty. It was second and 2 at the 7-yard line.
We talked about it, right? A lot of their errors today, missed plays. Kittle was open twice, and Mullins played a nice game. Fumble. Then you have penalties when you're in scoring. Now, a different penalty if you're back by your 15, but if you're in the red zone going in for a touchdown, you don't need a non-sportsmanlike conduct. Self-inflicted wounds by the Niners.
Gould has only missed one field goal in this stadium all year long. Robbie Gould among the very best. And this one is good. So they miss a chance for a touchdown on a silly penalty by Wilson. 20-13 Niners. How ironic, 45 yards of penalties on Seattle, but a big 15-yarder against San Francisco.
Yeah, I think the argument he's making, first of all, he's going to stick up for his guy, Wilson Jr., right? He was throwing it back to the official, and Jefferson walked into the path of the football. That wasn't the case, but he's going to stick up for his guy. The other thing is, you changed my play call. I had to settle for that field goal. I had to call a draw instead of taking a shot at the end zone on a 3rd and 18.
Seattle down by 7. Well, it's considered the league's most prestigious award, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, recognizing NFL players who have not only exhibited excellence on the field, but whose passion to impact lives extends beyond the game. K.J. Wright nicked up again. It's been a tough year for K.J., been a great player, and Robbie Gould been among the very best in the history of the game.
Consistent, right? That's what you want from your guy. You send him out there, you know it's an automatic 3.
Right from the 25, Wilson 15 of 19, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns, has not thrown a pick. Seahawks have not turned the ball over. And here's Carson into the secondary. And he just runs through Exum. And all the way up to the 48-yard line for Carson.
I tell you, Julian Taylor just a little bit late getting off his block from George Fant. Tackle converted to tight end just a little bit late, closing that down, and Carson explodes through the hole.
Carson again pushing forward, crossing midfield to the 49. And there's an injured Seahawk.
Jordan Simmons, number 66. Remember, DJ Fluker is out. Simmons took his place. Ethan Posick will be your backup if he comes in.
Yeah, Fluker out with a hamstring injury again this week. Missed the Minnesota game. Simmons has done an excellent job. I mean, this is a young man they picked off waivers from the Oakland Raiders. And in his 2 starts, they had the monster running games against the Rams, and then last week.
You think about it, they've had an average of 243 yards rushing, which is hard.
And this is what the Seahawks are all about. I mean, from 12 to 15, they were putting up 153 rushing yards per game. They've really gotten away from it the last couple of years. But after starting the season 0-2, Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, given the green light by his main man and boss, Pete Carroll, to crank up the run game. By the way, we asked Brian Schottenheimer about his father, one of the great coaches in the history of the NFL. No, he never won a Super Bowl, but Marty Schottenheimer was one of the great football coaches ever in the history of the sport. And he was diagnosed with ALS a couple of years ago. We asked Brian about his father. He said he's hanging in there and doing all right. Going to spend the holidays with Brian.
Yeah, I talked to Brian and said, tell your dad if he remembers the story. He took me when I was a senior at Ohio State. He took me out to lunch. Nice.
How about that move by Carson? Across the 30 to 25 and bumped out of bounds to the 22-yard line. All of a sudden, Carson and the Seattle run game getting cranked up.
Just to clean that up, Marty was a great guy and a great coach, but vision and patience by Carson. And this is why I say he's my favorite guy in the NFL. Not only can he run through you, he can run around you, and he can run past you. And hey, Russell, get down there and get a block. Is there more of a team guy at quarterback than Russell Wilson?
No.
I don't think so either. Right.
No.
You can make that argument. And I'm going to tell you another reason why I believe that.
Russell carrying the football to fake to Davis, and he'll slide down to the 17-yard line.
Just let me expand on that a little bit, because I asked Pete Carroll about this. When you run the ball more than you pass the ball in the NFL, what's the mindset of most NFL quarterbacks? Let me get back there, baby. I'll sling it all over the yard. We'll win a bunch of games. What's fun to watch, right? The Chiefs, the Rams, the Saints. They're doing it old school, and Russell Wilson embraces what Pete Carroll wants to do. And you ask Russell about it. I don't care. All I want to do is win.
That's right. That was the first line out of his mouth. Could care less about the stats or any of it. Just win the game. Threw for 72 yards last week and beat Minnesota. Great protection. Looking for Baldwin again and overthrew it.
Well, he's late because he has Baldwin. He was just a little bit late on that throw because he had Baldwin matched up against the safety. And this is a pure timing route. And I think he's just a little bit late because Baldwin's going to get let go here. He's going to be untouched. So that means he's running full speed at a safety. The safety is sitting inside. Moore jumps up, leaving that open area, and the ball was overthrown. If he times it up a little bit better, that would have been Baldwin's third touchdown of the game. It was a good read, just a little late on the delivery.
7 of 12 on third down, one for their last 4. Third down and 5. And Dixon, the veteran tight end, the first down reception to the 10-yard line. There's a guy that's been a good player in this league a long time, Ed Dixon.
Yeah, he's reliable, and he came back in week 8, so he wasn't part of this offense. He's going to sneak out in the flat because you're running the corner off and you're occupying these two guys inside. Dixon is all alone in the flat. It's a nice little zone pressure right there, and Marcel Harris has to play inside to outside. That's the reason why he was late to his coverage.
4-7.
Got a goal just inside the 10. Wilson will pitch it to Lockett. And he's very close to the touchdown. No signal given yet. He may have been down right around the 2. Yep. That's the final play of the third quarter. Seahawks trying to tie this thing up. And less than 2 yards away from doing it.
Want to get back in the game. It's good to see Jordan Simmons back up. Now can Posick open up holes like Simmons, number 77.
Second down and goal. Seattle to begin this fourth quarter, trailing by 7. And short is Carson. Buckner blew that play up right from the start.
Well, he's going to win again off the ball, beating Ifedi, number 65. There's Buckner. You see the quick get off? It reminds me of like an Olympic track start. You see a guy that's always great off the blocks. He was great out of the blocks right there, able to get that penetration and get that 6'7" frame across the field to make the tackle. Love it.
Big play here, even though we're just underway in the fourth quarter. Third down and goal. Carson dropped by Elijah Lee. Now decision time for Pete Carroll.
Well, Elijah Lee sold out because Russell Wilson could have walked in right here. Elijah Lee disregards Russell Wilson and had a great read on this. Watch Elijah Lee come in and close on Chris Gordon. Beautiful.
So they're going to go for it on fourth down.
Love it. Go for it.
And denied. The end zone is Carson. A second effort. And will he get it? He does. Your favorite player in the league. And he just proved why. He was dropped 2 yards short initially by DJ Jones and somehow found a way to get into the end zone. How about that by Carson? Wow.
Again, you said it, Tom. This is why he's my favorite, because you have DJ Jones right here. The first initial contact, can't bring him down. Elijah Lee closes in on him, but Carson is running and stretching. Let's see if that knee goes to the ground. No, that's touchdown. He crossed the plane without any body part touching the ground.
That big old Dwayne Brown gave a shove in the back. I mean, his hand is down, but that doesn't mean he is down. That's touchdown.
All you get is all he has.
And again, if you weren't with us earlier, Carson, the 249th player chosen. Coming out of the Big 12, Oklahoma State, 7th round.
Great job by John Schneider, huh? Finding him?
No question about that. Point after is good. And all of a sudden, with almost 14 minutes to go in Santa Clara, Carson, an extraordinary effort. And we are tied. and plays 75 yards, 53 of those coming on the back of Carson. He now has 4 rushing touchdowns over the last 5 games, and he's gone over 100 yards in the game. Raining harder than it has all day long. Let's go downstairs to Shannon.
It sure is, Tom. And you look at the score right now, it is tied up 20-20, but it would not be that way without the missed extra point by Sebastian Janikowski earlier in this game in the first quarter. You see right here the point after he missed it. Now, this is the first time in his 19 seasons that he's ever been here at this field. This was pregame. Take a look. He slips. That's how slippery the center of that field was. He did change his cleats. Certainly haven't seen a whole lot of slipping in this second, but he did talk to Robbie Gould about this place, and kicking specifically with the swirling winds, knew it was going to be a problem.
Yeah, he looked to be in some pain after that kickoff just a moment ago, walking around on the sideline. All right, here we go. First down, Mullins. What a throw indeed, and the reception made by Pettis.
You know, you see the growth of a quarterback and the confidence. It's a nice little wheel route right here. You're going to get this right here. Griffin actually has great coverage, but this is Mullins thrown to the spot and drops it in the bucket to Pettis, who's getting better and better. That's a great catch also with Griffin all over him. What a confident throw though, huh? Man, good football going on.
Okay, you can't put into words how big this game is for the Seattle Seahawks. If they win against a 3-10 49er team, they're in the playoffs. If you lose, next week you're playing Kansas City. And then all of a sudden you might have come to the last game of the year. Throwing on the run. Dangerous throw there, looking for Kittle, but in a penalty flag behind the line of scrimmage.
These are the things that have hurt the 49ers today. Talked about the
holding. Number 58 offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
The unsportsmanlike conduct that forced them to kick a field goal instead of going for a touchdown. And it seems like every time they get something going, there's always a false start or a holding or something going on like that. Yeah, a fumble or something. And it puts them behind the sticks.
I mean, you had 1st and 10 at the Seattle 45-yard line, and now you're 1st and 20.
Yeah, and so with the Shanahan coach team, you always alert screens to these deals.
Look at Kittle go get it, and then the ball squirts out of there. There is a penalty flag down. And I mean to tell you, Delano Hill is livid with the official down there, because they might slap him with a pass interference penalty.
So you define what's open in the NFL. And what's open is you have Kittle man-to-man. He's open. Right there, that's open for anybody else, and the ball is perfectly placed, and I love Delano Hill not quitting on the play, and I don't see the interference. Both guys are hand fighting. They're getting physical.
Pass interference, number 42, defense, automatic first down.
I thought it was a catch anyway, and then it looked like the ground caused a fumble, but it doesn't make any difference.
You see, you know, both guys are doing battle, right? You got Kittle's hands on his hands. I mean, I don't know what you want a DB to do. I really don't. It's just difficult to call and play against.
And after seeing that again, it did not look like he made a clean reception.
But how about, but Mullins, like playing without fear. That's what you see, right? But to make that throw in, again, define open in the NFL. If you got a great receiver like Kittle, he's man-to-man, he's open before the ball snapped. That's the mindset of Nick Mullins.
So when all is said and done, it's going to be a 13-yard penalty. It's an automatic first down, putting the ball at the Seahawks 42. What a game. 12:51 to go in Santa Clara, California. Seattle with a chance to lock up a spot in the playoffs with a win. And we're tied at 20. The 49ers on the move. High snap lands in the arms of Breida. Almost avoiding disaster once again.
Yeah. And finally, if you're a 49er and you're a 49er fan, a bounce goes your way. Because Mullins, this goes off of his face mask. And it's the bank shot and great awareness by Breida to bring that in and get positive yards. You're right, Tom. That's almost a disaster. Good composure by Breida to bring that in and continue with the play.
Double duel.
Blitz coming. Kittle breaks a tackle, but dropped a yard later, and he's very close to a first down depending on where they spot it.
Did you hear double duel before the snap? Everybody heard double duel. That means two guys are coming, so they're expecting this blitz right here. Kittle's going to settle in the open hole, but the 49ers pick up the blitz beautifully, and Kittle understands where the weakness is on the zone blitz. He sits it down perfectly. Mullins delivers him a strike, and does a good job by the 49er offensive line communicating the blitz, then picking it up to give Mullins enough time to get rid of the football. Double duel, double blitz.
And it was enough for a first down. And look at Wilson wrapping that football up with both arms on a first down carry to the 27.
Now just give it back to the official. Let's see what he does with that foot. There you go. I really like him. I think he's got a bright future.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. When you have a young player and he struggles a little bit, you can't beat the guy up, right? Just keep encouraging him because he's a good player and a tough kid.
Some people don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Positive. That's me, Mr. Positive.
Chris P. Spielman for patience and positive.
Yes. Yeah. It's man coverage. Wagner's going out on Wilson.
Mullins looking around. Kittle, and it's broken up, defended beautifully by Delano Hill.
So listen, Mullins gets a good pre-snap read. Anytime that you have a linebacker outside of the box, especially Bobby Wagner, that tells the quarterback that it's man-to-man coverage. The problem for Mullins is the Seahawks did a great job of not being a big man team, but locking it down. But an excellent pre-snap read by Mullins. Anytime they remove that linebacker to cover running back out wide, that tells the quarterback, I got man coverage, somebody should win. He went right to Kittle, too, when he saw man.
An important third down and 6 here from the Seattle 27. And they run it.
Play by Frank Clark. Really good play.
That's a surprise call there by Kyle Shanahan.
Well, I like the concept, right? Because he's your best pass rusher, so you run at him and watch you swim and the adjustment right here. Look at that plant foot and be able to get back and make the tackle coming off your pass rush.
The hole was there if McGlinchey doesn't whip.
Yeah. Well, he dropped his head. You can't block, just like you can't tackle what you can't see, you can't block what you can't see when you drop your eyeballs.
This will be a 45-yard attempt for Robbie Gould. Already 2 for 2 in the game. He's only missed one time all year. Man, is he something.
Otto.
He is something. 49ers with 9:51 to go, a 3-point lead. Who's been more money with a game on the line in the fourth quarter than Russell Wilson? 30-year-old Richmond, Virginia native. 2-sport star, of course. Tried professional baseball. Wound up starting his football career at NC State. Wrapped it up at the University of Wisconsin. His team is down by 3. And Russell Wilson has said it before. Ultimately, you've got to have no fear. You've got to love being in the fourth quarter. You have to love having the ball in your hands when the game's on the line. And look at the fourth quarter numbers in the career of Russell Wilson. Since 2012, third-round draft pick, the most touchdowns, the longest yards per attempt, and the highest quarterback rating of everybody.
Yeah,
Brady, Roethlisberger, Breeze, you name it.
You try to make that argument, and you would say, what about Rodgers? What about all these great quarterbacks that we have around the league? And the definition of Russell Wilson is winner, and he lives for the fourth quarter. Well, it's his time to shine right now.
First down, Wilson has to just get rid of it and throw it away. And we're looking for a grounding call.
There it is.
Heavy pressure by both Lee and Warner. And the penalty flag.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 49 defense.
All right, this is a play that they heard. Now there's no receivers over here. Let's see where the roughing the passer comes from. I don't see where the roughing the passer comes from. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do. He still has the football. Elijah Lee's on him when he still has the football. Warner's coming in. Again, I don't get it. That's a bad call. That's it. Ball game. Bad call. Right there.
Automatic first down, and Wilson escapes one tackle and picks up the yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 as we close in on 9:30 to go.
So Mike Pereira corrected me. He said because he landed on the quarterback. Now, I don't know if he landed on a quarterback or landed on Elijah Lee. And I forgot about that. I take responsibility for that. But that's just so hard to do when you're, especially when you're playing Russell Wilson, who's a runner, right? It's difficult.
9:12 to go. 2nd down and 9 for the Seahawks.
That's right. Ready. That's right.
Swing it out to Carson, who's dropped in the open field by both Warner and Richard Sherman. It brings up a 3rd down. And Carson slow to get up. He'll get up. If anybody in the league going to get up, he'll get up.
Yeah, he will. And I just want to show you that how many times, and this is just for fun, to see George Fant, a tight end, releasing downfield. So you cannot disregard him because he's still going to occupy people. And they do that to release him downfield to create underneath routes for other guys because you have to account for him. I don't care if he wears a 70s number. Big 3rd down, looks like they're playing man. Richard Sherman's only been targeted once today. Go back to zone.
Wilson steps up, delivers to who else? Baldwin, a 1st down to the 31-yard line.
You've got to disrupt the timing of the route by getting hands on Doug Baldwin. If he has a free release, it puts too much pressure on the underneath coverage into safeties where they don't have enough time. Warner is not back deep enough. Because there's no disruption of Baldwin coming off the line of scrimmage, it's a free release and an easy pitch and catch for Wilson to Baldwin. Too easy. Disrupt him at the line.
Davis. Good strong 1st down carry of close to 5, maybe 6. Under 8 minutes to go. A trip to the playoffs on the line today with a win for the Seahawks. Pete Carroll grew up just down the road in Larkspur, California, was born in San Francisco. His 9th season and trying to get him to the playoffs for the 7th time.
4-8. Easy. Hey, River.
Davis a 1st down, spun down to the 19, but a flag comes in from behind the line of scrimmage. And we wait on Pete Morelli.
Number 64 offense, 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
J.R. Sweezy.
Let's take a look at Sweezy right here, number 64, where the hold comes from. Yep, that hand's up outside right there. You see the jersey grab. Good call by the official there. Tough duty, though, especially against Buckner, number 99. His hands and separation are so good.
2nd down and 15. Set up a screen to Davis. Well, that's an excellent play.
Yes, it is.
Excellent play made by Marcel Harris, a rookie, former Florida Gator.
What's so good about it is that he is patient with this, and he does not attack the blocker. He uses his smarts and says, why am I going to go up and hit a 300-plus 20-pound guy when I can make him miss and just good adjustment and make an open field tackle on Mike Davis? Well done.
Well, a good gain, but it brings up third down.
Well, Baldwin's been the guy, right? So if I'm San Francisco, look, they're going to press him, it looks like, at the line of scrimmage from now on. Don't give him a clean release.
That's Baldwin in motion. And a blitz coming. And Wilson in trouble. Big trouble. And he will be dropped short of the first down. The Niners make a play, and who else? It's Buckner. Boy, look, it's solid down there.
Well, again, Baldwin right here. And San Francisco played zone last time. This time they got pressure by playing man coverage. And the one thing you're getting from the 49ers today is all-out effort led by 99, Forrest Buckner.
All right, here we go. This will be a 48-yard attempt by Janikowski, who had some issues with footing already in this game. Good snap, good hold, and Janikowski hammers it right down the middle to tie the game. Oh, what a game! Seattle 23, San Francisco 23, 5:21 to go here in the fourth quarter in Santa Clara, California. Trip to the playoffs on the line today for Seattle. Seahawks win, they're in. If they lose, they'll try to get next week. But remember, next week is an encounter against Kansas City.
He's coming off a loss to the Chargers this week. Los Angeles Chargers.
Coming this January, Fox brings you the biggest television event of the year from executive producer Ridley Scott. And based on the best-selling trilogy, The Passage premieres Monday, January 14th on Fox. So now young Mr. Mullins. Talked about how great Russell Wilson has been in the fourth quarter in his NFL career. Well, that's just getting revved up for Mullins. And a chance to lead his team. 5:21 to go, and he'll throw it on first down. Took a huge hit. Oh, my. Frank Clark just unloaded on Mullins.
Well, they run a nice little stunt right here. You're going to go outside, and Clark is going to set it up beautifully coming inside. Breida misses him, which leaves a clean shot. It's a nice job of Frank Clark, first of all, getting that head out of the way. Then taking the hands off and not coming down on top of the body, which I was wrong on the Russell Wilson call. Frank Clark did a great job of avoiding of coming down with the full body weight.
Man, what a hit.
Nice stunt call, though. It's called a me-you game. Me first, you around.
Mullins looking around, and he'll have to slide down. So now third down and 10, and now it's Ken Norton Jr. on the other side.
Yeah, he's over
excited about his defense.
Getting his guys going, and because he's excited because the pass rush is tuning up right now. Right here, they're bringing Kittle across. And I'll tell you, a guy that's been really good today is Jaron Reed, number 90. He's been solid against the run and getting great inside pressure all day.
Well, he has 6.5 sacks on the year. Former star, 4-year player at Alabama. A third and 10. And here comes the blitz on Mullins. He gets it away, and Bourne straight with the catch. Oh my goodness. Bourne went leaping into the air, and the ball goes right through his hands. And Luani with a big shot on Mullins.
Well, Mullins is accountable for the blitzer, so he hangs in there like the tough guy that he is. Bourne certainly has the ability to catch that football. And when you're in tight quarters and you see Luani not bringing the body weight, you got to bring that down when you're in a tight football game.
3 and out from Mullins and the 49ers. Seattle defense steps up. Heavy pressure on the young quarterback. So now 4:21 to go. Clark a big hit on Mullins. Luani a big hit. And now in the hands once more of Russell Wilson. The last time he touched it, he let him to tie it. Now a chance to give the lead.
He talked about it. Everybody talks about it. I love the fact that he doesn't shy away from it. You want the ball in the fourth quarter. You got to have heart. I'm that guy. I have zero fear. Well, now's his chance again. It got him to a field goal last time, fourth quarter. 4 and some change to go. Russell Wilson time. Will the 49ers respond? Remember, it was personal.
Sit. Boy.
On the 34, they fake it to Carson. Wilson will keep it and just slide down for a pickup of a yard. Let's go downstairs to Shannon Spake.
So hey there, Tom. You know Seattle is no stranger to playing in weather conditions, especially the rain. They also prepare for it. Check out these gloves. So these are the regular gloves that the Seahawks wear when it's not raining. You can see how slippery it is. Nike makes them these special gloves for when it is raining that have a grippier center, so it actually gets more grip as the weather hits it. So this is what some of the guys out there are wearing right now.
That's smart. Be prepared. Cleats, gloves.
Shannon, thank you. Second down. This time they will give it to Carson. And he'll be bottled up at the 39-yard line. So here we go. A 3rd down and 5 as we close in on 3:30 to go in a tie game.
All right, 2 things to think of on 49er defense. Maintain your discipline in your pass rush lanes because of Russell Wilson's ability to run. And what Robert Saleh has done in these situations, he's played a little bit of zone blitz, and they bring 5 guys to close down the possible rushing lanes.
And again, every time they've needed to make a play, it's been Baldwin. He's at the bottom of your screen. Blitz coming, and they run it to Davis. Cuts it back to the inside. A penalty flag comes in. What a cut that was by Davis. It looked like he had been slowed down enough and ran right by Marsh. But is it coming back? Yes, it is.
This is an easy call.
Holding. Number 65 offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
This is a blatant hold. And Solomon Thomas does his job by being inside. Now watch Effetti right here. Just grab a hold of him. You've got to have the discipline. See, that's just an easy call for them. You have to be disciplined enough in that situation to let him go. And trust that Davis can make a man miss like he did Marsh. You got to play the sticks if you're the 49ers. You'll see their alignment. They have 4 guys back here protecting the sticks.
3rd down and 14. They need to get to the 44-yard line. And maybe a free play here. And Wilson's just going to cut this thing loose, and why not? Incomplete, but it looked like offside.
Offside. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's a big play by Cassius Marsh. He's been around long enough, former Seahawk, to know. Well, you go from 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 15. You're down to 3rd and 9, or a long 9, short 10.
Untimely penalties. Something that's hurt the 49ers today. Let's see if they can respond. I'll keep my eye on DeForest Buckner.
They were looking for Baldwin. And the throw is off the mark. It appeared as though Wilson may have lost his footing when he went to plant and throw it. So now the pendulum swings the other way as the 49ers with 2:46 to go. And all 3 timeouts will wait on the punt. Richard Sherman is fired up.
Well, he wants this one. He might say it's just another game where he gets it, he's playing the Seahawks, but deep down on that field, he really wants this one.
Such a great player, competitor. And in dismay is Michael Dixon after punting that ball through the back of the end zone. He was hoping to pin him deep again.
See that rain coming down. We'll see if it affects anything on the throwing game. See the wild card pitcher. Minnesota winning today. Controls their own destiny if they win out, they're in. Seattle, of course, has been noted. If they win today, they clinch.
First down, they dump it off out of the backfield to Breida. And that'll be a gain of 8.
That was missed time. The snap was off. Person was so late out of his stance right here. The ball snapped. He's still in his stance, and Reed almost gets there.
Pitch and catch to Pettis, and he steps out of bounds at the 37-yard line. That'll move the chains. 2:09 to go.
It's the composure of Nick Mullins. And watching practice, not only is he controlling the ball snap, in that huddle, he's taking control, and I see all eyes on the young player, the first-year starter, the guy that was playing DB on practice squad. Those guys believe in him. You've got 10 other guys on that offense that believe in number 4. Reed. Woo.
Huge pressure. Reed was there, among others, and Jefferson. That's a huge sack. Takes him from the 37 all the way to the 25. 2-minute warning, tie game. Now, Robbie Gould is hit from 53 yards. That's his long this year. 49ers will need to get the ball to the 35-yard line. They are a ways away after the sack. Second down and 19.
Yeah, somebody better account for this fella. Jaron Reed, who's had a great game today, especially pressuring the passer from inside.
In the pouring rain, a 4-man rush. Mullins. And there's a drop by Taylor. They have had 2 huge drops on these last 2 possessions. One by Bourne and this one by Taylor.
If you want to beat a playoff team in December, when you got a chance to make a play, make a play. The rule is, if you're an NFL wide receiver, you get 2 hands on the football. Your job is to catch the ball. End of story. Nothing else. Bourne, Taylor, doesn't matter. Catch the ball. Saved Seattle, too, from taking a timeout.
Yep. Need to get to the 47-yard line for a first down.
Reed.
And it's Reed again all the way back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, they can't handle movement or stunts up front. This is just a great job of being patient by Reed, setting this up. They're celebrating that. Watch Jaron Reed. He's going to set it up beautifully, then come around like a running back, setting up a hole. See him set that up? Nice job of number 99 coming in there, Quentin Jefferson, being a blocker for Reed. And once he gets to that backfield, he's going to finish. He's had a tremendous game today. Tremendous. Can't block him.
He had a sack and a half his rookie year, had a sack and a half his second year. He has 2 sacks in a game today, giving him 8.5 this season.
Now, and you know, I can't tell you the importance when you run those stunts. Everybody thinks it has to be in a hurry. His patience to allow Jefferson to come throw the pick, and he can go to the back door like basketball. It's a pick and roll. It's exactly what he did.
Seattle figures to get very good field position. I mean, Pinion's going to throw everything he's got behind him. And it's Lockett with nobody within 20 yards when he catches us at the 30-yard line. A flag down that may bring back great field position, and now a second flag comes in.
You think about that, Tom. That ball was around the 40-yard line, field position.
Yep.
And another special teams there. You have to avoid these penalties.
Return illegal block in the back. Number 17, the receiving team. 10-yard penalty.
To understand where you are in the field and the situation in the ball game. 40-yard line is a big difference in taking it back to inside the 30.
Look, even if Lockett caught the ball and just took a knee, they'd be at the 30.
Yeah.
But now after the penalty, you're going to go all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
So these are just hidden yards, right? They're going to get Malik Turner, the rookie, on this, and he'll learn this as he goes. You really have to understand the situation of the game, and knowing that if you're not going to get the guy, trust that your returner will make him miss. But you don't want to sacrifice field position when you're inside of 2 minutes by a silly penalty.
Well, it's a 14-yard swing. They'd have had the ball at the 41-yard line. Instead, the 40-yard line. It's a 26.
Ringo. Good.
And on first down, Wilson looking around. Lays it off to Davis. And he is dropped in the 30. Second down and 6. Seahawks have 2 timeouts remaining, and Wilson trying to get him to the line of scrimmage.
This is something they drill and drill and drill. The 2-minute drill, they understand it. They understand what they want to do with the clock and when to take the timeouts.
Davis once more. And spins away from trouble and picks up an additional 7-8 yards, and he's all the way to the 43. And the Seahawks continue to let the clock run. Now a timeout is spent with 1:02 to go, and we're back after this message from State Farm and Fox. 1:02 to go. 26 fourth quarter and overtime comeback wins. And that includes the postseason. I mean, think about that. 26 in 121 career games. That's why he's won over 70 games.
Since 2012, right? Best quarterback in the NFL.
With the most wins.
Yeah.
In the history of the league, first 7 years as a quarterback. Davis, big yardage. Flag comes down, and this one might be coming back too as Davis is still on his feet.
Number 77, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, this is the second holding call that Solomon Thomas causes. Now, I know people want to think Solomon needs to get more sacks and all that, but this is something that has been very effective. He's caused 2 holding penalties. Right here, Solomon, and Posick is going to get him right here. He's going to tackle him from behind. He's in good position right there, and if he just lets him go, you see him throw his hands up just a little bit late. But Solomon Thomas, 2 big plays, even though he didn't make the tackle, has caused 2 holding penalties.
Well, you just look at each team's last 2 possessions, whether it's drop passes or penalties. 123 yards in penalties for the Seahawks today. Carson. That head on by Moore. So now you're the 49ers. You're thinking, are you thinking about a timeout at all? To try and get it back? Probably not. Under 40 seconds to go. Second down and 15.
Hold. Set. Hold.
Incomplete. Moore in coverage of Moore.
Well, he's gotten better as the game's gone on. First of all, he makes an excellent open field tackle. The coverage was outstanding. Remember, he's taken the spot of Ahkello Witherspoon, who was hurt in the first quarter. He's come off the bench and has responded to the challenge. Excellent coverage right there.
All right, Chris, 3rd and 15 here.
Play for overtime. No question about it. Play for overtime.
Go.
They fake the handoff, and Wilson's going to cut this thing loose. He's looking for Moore, and it's batted away. Again by Moore.
Just a great job, and I think Russell is going to throw it to where his guy is going to go out of bounds, take a shot, but not risk anything.
So the penalty really hurt him. I mean, they had the ball close to midfield. Janikowski, one of the strongest legs in the history of the game. But a huge holding penalty by Posick. 18 seconds remain. Big. 11 seconds left. And look, you go back to the first score of the game, and Janikowski hooked the point after. On the ensuing kickoff, James, coast to coast. Doug Baldwin back in action this week. And Baldwin today, a couple of touchdown receptions. Big first half by 7. And then Carson, just an extraordinary effort to get into the end zone. The teams traded field goals to bring us to 23 all. And taking a knee will be Mullins to send this thing into overtime. They will flip a coin and decide who's going to get the football. Look at Pete Carroll trying to gather his troops around, reminding them, and they don't need to be reminded, but you can rest assured he will say, all right, fellas, it's pouring down rain. Do you want to go to the playoffs?
Yeah, and this is what Pete does best. He motivates his guys. They believe in him. They believe in each other. Now the 49ers have played great today. They've really responded well. And Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh, they should be proud of that defense. You see Pete getting them going, I guarantee you that the 49ers believe they can win this game. And when you're in the 49er position, what greater victory is there at this point in time when you're 3-10 to put misery on a division opponent?
I got to tell you, you can learn so much from those who are older in any walk of life. And if I'm Kyle Shanahan, and I know his father's a Hall of Fame coach, and I'm not saying you have to emulate or you have to copy anybody, but when I look over and see a 67-year-old rallying my team before overtime starts, I'm going to file that in the back of my mind.
Overtime period. Both teams will have 2 timeouts. The opportunity for both teams to possess the ball, unless the team that first possesses scores a touchdown. The game can end at any time. All replays will be initiated from upstairs. Understand? Okay. This is heads. This is tails. You're the visitor. Make the call. Tails. Tails it is. Seattle won the toss. Seattle won the toss. Selects to receive at this end.
Pete's going to tell Brett Hundley, hey, I know you haven't played this year, but that was a big league call right there. Overtime in Santa Clara. You're watching the NFL on Fox. First overtime game for each of these teams here in 2018. Seattle will get the football. Of course, if Seattle scores a touchdown, the 49ers do not get a possession. If Seattle should kick a field goal, the 49ers would get a possession. And from that point on, the team that scores first would win. If neither scores the first go-around, and looky here, picked up by Lockett, who is unloaded upon. Wow, what a hit. Cowboy Penu delivering the shot on Lockett.
So Lockett does a great job of just fielding this ball cleanly, and he has a late shot of not defending himself. Take a listen.
Oh boy. Grew up in Tonga. Cowboy Penu, elevated from the practice squad. His first game in the NFL was just last week. First down, Carson up to the 17-yard line. And again, one of the best kickers in the history of the game. First kick he had ever made in this stadium. First time he's played this stadium. And he hooked the extra point wide right.
He gets another shot. I know kickers, and Sebastian's been around a long time. He's cleared that from his memory banks and hoping to get another shot. If they need a field goal. Of course, they want the touchdown.
Second down and 6. And again, back to the bread and butter, the ground game. And not much running room this time. Marcel Harris stepping up to make the tackle. He's becoming a force in his defense.
Yeah, he's like a linebacker. His size, strong safety. And when you have Russell Wilson handing that ball to Chris Carson, you're the outside defender, and you're not sure. That was just a great adjustment and a great patience for him then to dive in there to get the legs of Carson to knock him down. Let's see if the 49ers bring pressure here, Tom. Remember, in these third and shorts, you want to eliminate Russell Wilson from scrambling around. You want to make him be a pocket passer.
Empty backfield, third down and 4. They need to get to the 24. Pressure coming. Wilson lofting down the sideline, and the catch is made across midfield by J.D. McKissick. The last guy in the world. You thought, but wait a minute, a penalty flag, gonna bring it back.
Russell Wilson identifies man-to-man coverage. It's a great call. Could be all for naught as the Seahawks are going to be flagged for holding. Again, that's when you have you spread a running back out. You have a linebacker go with him. That's just an easy indicator for a quarterback to understand what he's facing.
It's only the third game McKissick has played all year long. That would have been his first catch of the year. We were unable to hear, having some technical difficulty with Pete Morelli's microphone. We know it's a third down and 14. And Davis is tackled well short of the first down by Warner. We understand the penalty was on Posick again.
And holding, you talk about the botched kickoff. And here was a look at the holding. Then the holding call creates field position. Right here is Posick in the holding because, again, you know, we see that and you can call that every play. I thought his hands were inside. They're going to call it. They're calling it tight today.
All right, so now Seattle's had a possession. The 49ers will get the football now. And all they would need is a field goal now to win this game. Taylor back to the 24. And he turns the corner, tiptoes out of bounds just short of the 40-yard line. So we gave you the numbers on Robbie Gould a little bit earlier. His season long is 53, which means the 49ers would get the ball, need to get the ball right around the 35-yard line, and they will start this drive short of the 40 at the other end. Breida lost his footing. He had some decent running room right there. He would have had to have beaten Flowers.
And Matt Breida and Flowers has been outstanding today. So, you know, what George Kittle get in the game? Well, you would like to get George Kittle in the game. The problem is they're having problems getting the ball off because big number 90, Jaron Reed's been in the face of Nick Mullins. About Bobby Wagner time, too. Bobby's been a little bit quiet today.
Second down and 6. And Breida enough for a first down up to the 49-yard line. Remember now, games can end in a tie. And we're down to 6.5 to go. Ball right at midfield. Each team with 2 timeouts. The next score wins the game. Doesn't matter which team.
Jam.
Rico. Oh, what a play in the backfield.
Huna. It's all about the get off, Tom. It's all about the get off.
Saw the big fella rub that boiler. He's hungry.
Watch this. Watch how fast he's. Again, it's a difficult block to ask your center to block a guy that's shaded into your backfield without helping. Normally, you like to see that guard stick a hand out to give time for center to get over there. There's not too many centers in the world who can make that block with that wide stance by Poona Ford. What's called an outside one technique, outside the shoulder of the center.
Loss of 5, second down at 15, and flag comes in the secondary. Griffin got tangled up with Pettis. Mullins was leveled again. Boy, he has taken some big shots here over the last 10 minutes of play. Fourth quarter,
pass
the overtime.
interference, number 26 defense, automatic, first down.
Well, not much argument from Griffin.
Now let's take a look at Pettis working right here on Griffin. It's going to push him up the field. Griffin doesn't get out of his stance, and I think he grabbed hold of him just a tad.
Wow.
I mean, here's the other thing. They're calling it tight. You got to adjust your game to how they're calling it. That's just the way it is. I get it.
Right, ball at the 41. And into the open field is Wilson. He nearly took it the distance.
Well, they're just repeating plays. This is the one Breida almost broke through. Lakeland Tomlinson, number 75, is going to pull around. This is old-fashioned power. Lakeland Tomlinson kicks out Bobby Wagner. And how about Wilson? Remember, had a penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct. Dropped the fumble, dropped the screen pass. Crunch time, overtime. The rookie coming up big. Great job by Lakeland Thompson kicking out Bobby Wagner in the hole.
Gain of 15 right now would be a 42-yard field goal try for Robbie Gould. They'll put it back in the hands of Wilson again. And he's down to the 21. Second down. Plenty of time to get as close as they possibly can for Robbie Gould.
And one thing you want to reinforce to him, even though he's a rookie, you have to remind him, understand the down, the distance, the circumstances, overtime, and that the Seahawks will be attacking that football. How about the comeback from Wilson? Now, if you're Ken Norton Jr., you start selling out. I bring 10. I keep a safety deep. I bring 10 guys. Second guy in, go for the football.
They got Wilson in there at crunch time. He's able to make his way inside the 20, down to the 17. It's a 3rd down and 2. You've got to go all the way back. Let's remember now, this has been a 10-game winning streak for Seattle against the 49ers. The last time San Francisco beat the Seahawks was on December the 8th of 2013. And for the Seahawks, a chance today with a win to clinch a berth in the playoffs. And it looks like they're going to continue to let this clock wind down. And I guess on 3rd down, they're going to go ahead and send out Gould and give him a chance to win it. Should anything go wrong with a snap, they would have a 4th down.
Absolutely.
To do it.
Take a timeout.
Yep. I mean, think about it. December of 13, Phil Dawson had 4 field goals, including the game winner with 25 seconds left. 19-17 the final. The two teams would meet in the NFC Championship game a month and a half later. Seattle won that game to start the current string of 10 in a row. 4 head coaches for the 49ers since then. 6 starting quarterbacks. Only 2 players still hanging around, Staley and Selleck. Robbie Gould with 14 career game-winning field goals.
Well, I like to call going for it on 3rd down. It's a wet field, still raining. You want to make sure you secure the snap. They've drilled this. They practice it. If the holder doesn't get it clean, he just takes the knee, protects the football. Pinion.
Here's the holder, 36 yards out for Robbie Gould. Trying to win it. And he does. The 49ers in overtime ruin the party for Wilson and the Seahawks. A stunning victory. Just the 4th of the year for the 49ers. And they end the misery of 10 straight losses to Seattle.